This episode of Connecting the Art.tv on gablocal.tv is brought to you by The Break Room, a Metro eatery in downtown Topeka.
Chris Schultz here with Connecting the Art, coming to you from the Break Room studio in downtown Topeka, and we have a nominee for an Arty Award here with us. We have Britta McKee. How are you, Britta? Good to see you.
Good. Good to see you.
Hey, thanks for being here, of course, and congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you.
For the Arty Award. It's well deserved. Well deserved indeed.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start this out with a little elevator speech about your involvement in the arts scene.
Well, I was born in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, so when we moved to Osage City, which is a small town south of Topeka, I have always had art of some sort in my life, whether it was drawing with crowns, which Crayola was my favorite, and I would get tons of things, and I was really disappointed growing up because my parents, they were like, there's just not much involvement, and the arts wasn't really developed well in Topeka, and so I graduated with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Metalsmithing and Jewelry from the University of Kansas. And shortly after I graduated, my husband, he was born and raised in Topeka, and so I've lived here ever since. And I was a little nervous because I knew it was a community that was starting to really get it going, and I was kind of hesitant, but I have really tried to be involved with First Friday and to see how things were doing with Arts Connect and stuff. And so I had applied and became a core artist of North Topeka Arts District in 2012 and had a gallery up there for a year and really tried to see how much I could put in and see what I could do on the board there. And it's just so amazing to see how much it's grown as a community, and not just being an artist, but really getting to know the business owners down there and to educate them on art and having other featured artists and stuff. And so to just now see how that's going and now how downtown Kansas Avenue is going, it's I'm really glad I made the decision to move and stay in Topeka. Yeah.
Well, if you had to select only one person who shaped you the most, who would it be and why?
Without a doubt, that would be my father. Try not to cry, but because of that man is the reason why I do what I do. Sorry. He has raised all of us and has done so much, and I, crazy enough, did construction with him. And so to kind of get the art feel of hanging sheetrock and mud and tape and stuff like that, and being at KU, metals was not my main thing. I was thinking of graphic design, and that was such a hard thing at KU. So I'm like, didn't think that was my thing. Because in Osage, we didn't have a lot of options, and so jewelry was not a thing there. But I won awards, and so I'm like, my drawing's not that great. But my dad had told me, so I took my first metals class, and my dad's like, you have to do what you love, and don't worry about the money because you'll make it happen. And so I decided to stick with metals, even though I looked into going to K-State to possibly transferring for interior design because my brother graduated KU as an architect, and I thought, we could tag team. But no, I kept with metals, and I won an award in Germany. I was the first KU metals to sell a piece over there, and Oitin is the sister city of Lawrence, so that was kind of like an energy boost. And then my professors were like, hey, there's this book called Anodized, you need to submit some stuff in it because you've been doing a lot of anodized aluminum. And I was like, okay, freaking out. So I submitted 5 images and they accepted one, so I was published in 2011. And so it was kind of like, I did the right thing, and my dad is the reason I've done that. My business is Tobias Designs, which is my maiden name, so I shape everything around my dad, and he's still a crazy old man, likes to have fun, and he's not hesitating to pick up the phone and to, what'd you do this time, and give me that advice, or I'll send him a piece. What is your idea? What are your thoughts? And do I need to change something? So he gives me great criticism and has always pushed me to move forward.
And great advice, huh?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so what was the 8-year-old version of you doing to fill your spare time?
Well, I'm the baby of 5, so the worst thing I do remember as an 8-year-old, we were playing tag in a small little house, or not tag, hide and seek, and I thought it would be cool to hide in the dryer, and my sister closed the door, my brother turned it on, and it was the dryer that had the little prawn things in it, so it's like thunk, thunk, and then of course a month later the belt went out. My mom and dad were like, why is the belt out? So yeah, besides them torturing me all the time,
You're the first person I've ever met to actually take a ride inside of a dryer.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
They also convinced me to drink almond extract, saying it was really great and it burned. Yeah, but they were like, Mom and Dad, don't tell Mom and Dad. So,
You should have told Mom and Dad. You're telling
they
Mom and Dad right
eventually
now.
knew.
Yeah.
After I graduated college, all the stuff came out one time. They're like, what? Yeah. Like all the things we do for fun. But, besides being tortured from them, I was always having a pencil in my hand, and I like to look at comics, and my brother was a big Calvin Hobbes fan, and tried to draw what I saw and kind of just bring art into my life and do what I could.
Awesome. Well, what's your opinion of Topeka's art scene?
I think it's been interesting to see how it's developed. Being in kind of like a different, I've been involved with Noto in downtown Kansas and kind of around Topeka as a whole. I think it's growing and it's thriving. We have a lot of artists and even business owners who are really taking on the power of the art and really trying to showcase everything that they can. And I think that if we can continue to educate everybody in the importance of art and how it can benefit everybody, I think it's going to continue to grow and be really well maintained down here.
Oh, excellent. Okay. What kind of advantages do you think Topeka has to offer to artists over, say, artists in other traditionally artsy communities that are known?
We have Arts Connect, which I don't know any other place that has such a thing like that, and I think it's great because it's kind of like an overall community. They see all of Topeka, but it's like they lay things out really well. And I'm not just saying it because this is an Arts Connect thing, but I'm saying it like as a true artist. I think everything they are connected with. The wide range of the artists that we have, and a lot of places I don't see that much. And from an artist who's had a gallery or studio in Noto and have been involved with there, and we have the North Topeka, the board, they're really trying to bring arts there and really make it like the hop in town. And then they've done all this amazing renovation down on Kansas Avenue that hopefully I've heard, I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but potential art studios, and that's what we really need. And the art studios are the biggest thing. And I remember, there's places in Chicago that their stuff is so pricey. My brother lives in Philadelphia area, and for an artist there, you have to pay a high penny just to maintain that studio. And I think here, that's kind of our advantage, is that when you can pay $250 for a nice studio and be able to do your work and your passion, and you have a business that wants that to happen, and they're right behind you and helping you succeed. And so I think that's the good thing that we have going on.
And speaking of people behind you and wanting you to succeed, what would you like to say to the person who nominated you for an Arty Award?
Well, I know one person who said that she had nominated me, and that was my sister. I love her to death. She has been a big supporter of me, and she has really seen a lot that I've done. So without a doubt, love her and thank you. I appreciate everything, and I'm kind of like that behind the scenes person, but I don't like to be recognized for a lot of things that I do, and for someone to see everything that you do and the hard work that you have put out with the things you volunteer. And I have another job on top of the work I do, and it's kind of nice to be recognized for everything.
Very nice, very nice. Now, with all the advances in technology, the way we communicate, the way that art is produced, the way it's distributed, how do you think the art community will be affected by that?
I think it's great, and I say this in the sense that, so my other job I do, I'm an assistive technology specialist for TARC. So the wonderful thing that technology has done, and it's another way of an art form, is how individuals who can't speak or anything, they talk with a communication device. And just to see how that technology from this huge device has gone down to tablets and everything like that has grown. And for the art, what we do has grown. And a lot of people do social media. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's your pages and stuff that you have and your websites. Everyone wants to look at that and see that as more of your portfolio, as opposed to seeing it in person, face to face. And I think that's sometimes the downfall. because a picture looks great if you do some amazing editing and stuff, but you're not going to get like the pieces of like a necklace that I do. You're not going to understand the full weight of it or the full dimensions and stuff. And so it's one of those things that I think the downfall about technology is that you really need to be there and visualize it. And like going to the museums, I think that's kind of important because you really need to know the history of where art and stuff it kind of happened and where it began before we were doing things now. So I see pros and cons with technology, but I think as we adapt and use it to our advantage, I think it'll be pretty helpful for artists.
Yeah. And what do you have to say to the other folks who were nominated for awards this year?
A huge congratulations, and I'm very excited. I actually know quite a few on the finalist list, so I'm very excited to get to know them even better. And that's the one upside about Topeka that I love, is that once you have kind of been involved with that art scene, you're like, it's your own family. Because I have met an amazing group of individuals and talented, and it's kind of nice to get that feedback and be able to kind of communicate with everybody and feel like it's your own home and family.
Yeah, and for that home and family, what would you like to see for Topeka's art scene, say 5 years from now?
I would like to see a lot of people on the street more purchasing things from local businesses and from the arts, more than just First Friday. I still get a few people saying, oh, it's just a First Friday thing. I'm like, no, a lot of people are still open throughout the week, and they just look at their hours, and like, you don't have to just wait that First Friday to buy that art piece. But I think it's, for when it started in 2012, when I've been involved with, really been involved with NODO and the Arts Connection here in Topeka, to now, that 4 years has been a huge development, and we have a lot of artists who have the drive to succeed and get things done and really make the art shown in the community. And I think once we keep doing that and we keep educating individuals the importance of buying art and supporting local and getting making art not just be that typical, oh, you're a starving artist thing. No, we are making this a successful occupation, and we're going to prove it to you. And I think in 5 years, I think that's going to be way better than what it is now.
Excellent. And now, is there anything I didn't ask that you think I should have?
Well, I don't know if I like what Larry said, what I would do, and now. I sell in 5 states and 14 shops, so I think my goal would be to up that a little bit and to be to push my art further, because not only am I proud to say that I've done that, it's nice to say that I'm there to represent the arts community here, because on my resumes and my artist statement, I let them know that I'm from Topeka, Kansas, and so it's kind of nice to branch Topeka out more, so then it maybe gets them in, oh, well, things are happening in Topeka, so we can bring them in further. So I think that would be another goal I'd like to see in a few years. Awesome.
Well, I got to say congratulations, and we can't let you off the hook yet. We still have to do the lightning round, which we're going to put around a minute or so on the clock. And we really don't even have a clock. We're just making that all up. But we're going to do that. We're going to act like we're putting a minute on the clock. I'm going to ask you some real quick questions. You give me the first thing that pops to your mind when I ask you. Ready?
Yes.
Here we go. A minute on the fake clock. Okay, good. We're ready to go. In your opinion, what was the greatest movie ever made?
The Exorcist.
All right. Which big-name celebrity do you idolize the most?
Ellen DeGeneres.
All right. If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, to fly.
Excellent. Now, do you have any tattoos?
Oh, I have a lot.
Okay. We'll let anybody else ask you that. And if you could take one personal item with you on a trip to Mars, what would it be?
My toothbrush. Hygiene is very big, and it's universal.
Very good.
It's for your hair.
Who are the top 3 people who make you laugh the most?
Oh, my 6.5-year-old son. He's cracking jokes, like funny, weird things that are not really a joke, but they're funny to him. My husband, James McKee, because he is a jack of all trades, and the things that he does I don't understand, but I'm laughing all the time. And then probably my sister Brenna, because we're 2.5 years apart, but she says things all the time, and I'm like, what? And yeah, I don't get it, but she remembers, and I'm always laughing. So yeah.
All right. What's your favorite kind of sandwich?
Anything like Italian sub.
Good job. Let's see, favorite kind of music?
I love a lot of like everything. In the studio though, I listen to a lot of like heavy metal, hardcore stuff, but I like a little bluegrass and some country and alternative and classical. So a little bit of everything.
Okay, all right, maybe that says something about the next answer. If you were an ice cream flavor, what would it be and why?
Anything mocha, because coffee is my everything. Like coffee keeps me going throughout the day, and I always have it in the studio, and so yeah, coffee is the way to go.
All right, and then who's your favorite local talk show host?
Oh, there's this guy named Chris. He's pretty local from Topeka, so
I've heard of
Have
him.
you?
Yeah,
I've heard great
really,
things, and I love the man. He's awesome.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Don't ask his brother about him though, because yeah. Just anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, Britta, thank you. It's really been a treat to speak with you today.
Thank you.
I'm really excited for you about your Arty Awards nomination. Congratulations on that, and thanks for all that you do to make Topeka a great arts town.
Thank you. You do a lot here too, so we appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, best of luck to you.
You too.